Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Elevate with Erica podcast. I'm your host, Erica. My mission is to connect with you through our stories, and in that process, spread inspiration for you to go do amazing things with your life. I had crushed that "this is the way to the perfect job, marriage, and kids" checklist, and was left unhappy, stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, and unfulfilled. I knew there had to be more to life than wishing away the week until Friday, and so I found that proof. And that's what I'm here to do for you and with you. Are you ready to create a life that gets you excited? Then elevate with Erica. Grab a bottle and get comfy, friends. It's time for some unfiltered advice. You guys, I want to share with you my favorite place to shop online. It's literally a one-stop shop for all the people on your Christmas list. Zulily offers daily deals on thousands of items from up-and-coming brands and household names. You'll find a store full of new things every day, and you'll always get great value and free shipping on orders of $89 or more. Explore toys, clothing, and smart home finds, plus top beauty and wellness trends. Have fun shopping without breaking the bank or leaving your house. Save on clothes, toys, and home decor. New deals every day. That's my favorite part. New shops pop up every single day. Check the link in my show notes to check out Zulily today. Sorry for your new addiction. Not sorry about all the money you'll save this holiday season shopping on Zulily. Hey friends, it is the final episode of 2022, and I am recording this episode on December 20th, but you'll actually be listening the week after Christmas. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, wonderful holiday in whichever way and with whoever you choose to celebrate. I'm not one to say that you have to do things on Christmas just because you always have. If an old tradition doesn't bring you joy anymore, then cut it, sister. If being around someone isn't good for your mental health, you get to decide how you spend your holiday. It's for you to enjoy, and I hope you made choices in alignment with that. And you still get to. So how do you want to ring in the new year? You don't have to go to that party just because you were invited. You don't have to stay home just because you always do. So this breaks us into what I wanted to talk about today. My word for 2023 that I'm welcoming you to adopt with me is intention. My motto for 2022 was get in the room, right? You guys know that. And I told you last episode that I was revising that to get in the room with intention. We are breaking that down a little bit more this episode and wrapping up 2022 with some excitement headed into the new year. Yep. It is time to get excited about our life, and I hope you feel that excitement from me and with me today. You have probably heard this before. We have two lives, right? The lives we live and the lives we are capable of living. A quote from Stephen Pressfield, by the way. Thinking about the life I'm capable of living is what excites me. That's what gets me out of bed every morning. Think about what December 2023 will feel like when you stay committed to the things you said you wanted in January of 2023. You are perfectly capable. Everything that you need to execute is right in here. It's inside you. So let's talk about how we are going to stay on track with intentional action this year, because the only thing standing between you and the life you're capable of living has been the lack of consistent execution. I know it's been me. We're making a change. I have let life and distractions get in the way of things that I really wanted, and I'm putting an end to it. So let's get into the how, shall we? So first and foremost, we have to get clear. So I just want to give an example of why this step is so important. I feel like it comes a little bit easier for me because I am a planner at heart, but I haven't always applied that to like my life choices. I'm a planner when it comes to parties and hosting Thanksgiving and planning trips for family, but it's a step often skipped. It's the planning and preparation step. There's a time when it's great not to plan, like vacation. I know, although I'm the vacation planner, I'm the girl showing up with the itinerary. What can I say? I just feel like it allows me to make the most of my time. Like if I was going on a 2-week vacation, maybe I wouldn't, but my vacations are generally pretty short. So I want to do it all while I'm there. If you want to take intentional steps towards your goals next year, if you want to meet the best version of you, then we have to get clear on the how, the why, the what. When I started building my own business, I just kept this like long running, daunting to-do list in the notes section of my cell phone. And as my business expanded and as I started to venture into different income streams, that to-do list was never fully completed because I was adding things faster than I could do them. And it became so overwhelming that I felt like I was failing, even though I was doing so much work. I felt like I was on a treadmill in reverse and trying really hard to fight against it to go forward. It's so exhausting. So much so that you forget your why, or you start to tell yourself the goal is not important anymore because you're just freaking tired from moving and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, right? It's chaos in your mind because nothing is clear. You don't know where to focus. You know you want to get ahead. You kind of know the thing you're working for, but you're really not clear on the why you want to get there and the steps it's going to take to get there. You start doing things that just keep you busy, but not actually progressing, right? Can anybody relate? That's why spending time on getting clear is going to save you so much time during the year. And I'll tell you why in step 2. But first, get clear on what you want. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting super clear on my goals. I've already started kind of thinking about things that I want to do. Get clear on how you'll get there. I haven't done that step yet. Get clear on why you want it. I know why I want it. Because then once we do those things, once we get clear on those things, then we can get intentional with our actions. So write down your 2023 goals. Then I want you to take a moment to really think about all of them. Are they actually important to you? Is it something you want or something someone else has told you that you should want? Is there room for those goals in 2023? Like, we also have to be really realistic, right? Like, you may not want to get married, start a new fitness program, have a baby, and write a book in 2023. It's probably setting you up for failure, right? So be realistic. And I highly recommend pen to paper for this. There is so much power in the process of actually writing things down. If you want, you can even take this a step farther. I'm no artist, okay? But you can draw out what that end goal will look like. No one has to see your drawing. No one's grading it. It's for you. I did this with one of my big end goals in life. I drew what my house on the water would look like with a dock for my boys to fish. It brought tears to my eyes once I finished. That's a big goal. That's getting super clear on my vision. But I have a smaller goal for 2023, and that is to launch an office stationery line of products, at least get the beginning stages of that in motion. I can draw out my designs or find pictures online to print and create sort of a vision board with these things, right? Do whatever it is that will get you super clear on what your 2023 goals are and also get you excited for them. And put those goals somewhere that you can read or rewrite every single morning, 365 days of 2023. I want you to do this. Step 2, now that we are clear, we can get intentional with our actions. And first and foremost, I want to say this. We have to stop waiting for some pivotal moment. Change is not like you see glamorized on social media or in a Hallmark movie. There most likely is not going to be some pivotal, try saying that 3 times fast, pivotal moment that happens and suddenly you're living your dream life. It takes the daily steps. Call it the daily grind, call it steps, call it baby steps, whatever you will. It's in that where you will make the real progress. It's in the small, mundane things that you stay committed to that gets you to the goals you have set for 2023. So shift your focus from just the goal and instead celebrate those daily steps. Celebrate your efforts that you're even trying to change and to grow. Because that's something a lot of people aren't even willing to do. Change and grow. They're good with good enough, but not you. And I know that that's not good enough for you because you wouldn't be listening to Elevate with Erica. And I know you wouldn't be spending your time with me if the way that your life is today was good enough. You are willing to change and grow and evolve. So many are not. Can we just clap for you for a minute and let that motivate you? That's how you can be your own source of motivation. Focus on how you're choosing to intentionally show up for your goals day after day when no one can see your progress but you. So in getting intentional, we have to get used to asking ourselves this question. Does this support the life I'm trying to create? You may not use that question so much in the beginning when your vision is clear and your motivation and energy are high. But as life starts to happen and other tempting distractions start to dangle in your face, you'll need that question. So your intentions before your steps is important. This is like a two-part second step. Intentions, set your intentions, then take a look at the steps it's going to take to get you to your goal. They go hand in hand. So the steps will take you on your journey, but your intentions will determine your destination, right? So knowing our intentions helps us deflect those distractions that will try and derail you. They will happen. This is not a road free of bumps map, even if we're clear on what we want. But once your intentions are set, once you know what you really want and why you want it, you'll be super clear on the steps that you need to take to get to each goal. And it'll be easier to course correct when the bumps come. Then give yourself little mini goals in each big goal, like little deadlines, little milestones. What will you do at the end of quarter one? Or maybe just what will you do by January 30th? Give yourself little milestones to hit and celebrate. Break it down so that you remember to celebrate yourself along the way, because remember, at first, you're going to be making progress that no one else sees. When life starts to feel busy and hectic and you find yourself not as consistent in working towards those goals you set, or making excuses for why it's not a good time or they no longer matter, or saying I'll try again next month, this is when we need that question so we can recalibrate, right? So do a quick inventory of how you're spending your day for a week. Ask yourself, in everything you do, does this support the life that I'm trying to create? You may find out that you said yes to something, committed yourself to something that was tempting, but isn't in alignment with what really matters to you. Or maybe you'll find out that you are filling your days up with busy work. And there's a big difference in being busy and being productive, right? We know that. And we'll talk more about that a little later. But right now, when I think of busy things I've been known to fill my day with, it's housework that definitely could have waited. Right? It's community events, girls' night out that I shouldn't have prioritized over my big goals. It's catching up on a Netflix show. It's meetings that could have been an email, right? I know it's different for all of us, but I bet we all waste like an hour a day on something insignificant and we say we're busy. We don't have time to work on the thing we really want because we're too busy. Again, I'll talk more about that. But I wanted to mention it here as part of step 2 on getting intentional in 2023, because this is why we have to take a moment to get super clear on our action steps that are going to help us reach these goals. So that when life happens, when we get busy, we can ask ourselves, is this in alignment with what I want? Is this a part of those action steps we made clear on January 1st? I've been approached about 2 to 3 job opportunities since I left my job in June of 2020, and I started to build my own business. And it was the first one that I had a hard time turning down. I got hung up because I was in the beginning stages of building this, struggling financially. My husband still wasn't really on board with what I was doing. Things were tense and stressful, and Christmas was coming. And I thought, man, that's tempting. I could do that from home, make good money. I should do that. Maybe I should do that. And I thought on it for like 3 days. And then suddenly I thought, wait a minute, this is a shiny distraction from what actually matters to me. This is taking time away from what I actually want my life to be, from the life I'm working so hard to create. Why am I considering going back to a way of life that I just escaped from? Shiny distractions. That's what I like to call those. When I had that realization, it stuck with me. So the next couple of job offers were easy to recognize and as just shiny distractions because I'm clear on the life I'm working to create now. Let's get that clear on our 2023 goals so we immediately recognize and eliminate those distractions too. The third step here is to think about the energy you're around today. We can't control everyone we are around sometimes, right? Like you may have just been at your parents' house for Christmas and your mom will forever invite your Aunt Ruth, who will forever find ways to criticize your life. I'm not saying never going to your parents' house for Christmas is the answer. So instead of focusing on who to subtract from your life, focus on who you can add to your life that is in alignment with your 2023 goals, how you want to show up, who you want to be and become. Because I think some people here surround yourself with people who push you, etc. And they're like, well, that's easy for you to say. I can't do that because my family is a bunch of negative jerks. And then they just pity themselves, right? And think that's the only company they are destined to keep. So let's stop focusing on the people to subtract because we may not be able to totally avoid them. And let's instead focus on adding to our life. Surround yourself with people complaining all the time. And what's going to happen? You will too. Do you ever find yourself like around people complaining about how busy they are and then everyone, and maybe even you, starts contributing to how busy you are too? It's like a who is busier competition. Or have you ever found yourself in a group of friends talking about someone and then before you know it, you've jumped in the bashing train and then in the back of your mind, you're like, whoa, how did I get here? This is ugly. I don't like this version of me. The point is, energy is contagious. Surround yourself with people dreaming big and seeking growth opportunities, and you will do the same. Get in rooms you didn't think you belonged in before. Approach people farther along than you. Reach out. Align yourself with people who are leveling up in their own life, even if it's just virtually. Maybe even people who have already reached a goal that you desire, even better. Build connections with those people. Be a learner. What can you learn from them? It already takes the stress off of you that you have to be any better than anybody else. Stay in growth phase. Be a learner. There is always something to learn from somebody. Maybe it's just to be around their energy and absorb that. The energy that keeps you from playing small, from complaining, and instead helps you see all the opportunities in front of you and see that if they can, then you can. I'm not saying that this part is easy. This is sort of a challenge type episode. This is what I'm challenging myself to do in 2023. And I'm asking you to take that challenge with me. When I made that challenge to get in the room in 2022, it was scary as hell. I went in many rooms where it felt like I was the only beginner in that room, even though I'm sure I wasn't, but it felt like it. And my palms were sweaty and my knees were weak. Okay. I just feel like I turned into Eminem rapping for a moment. But I went in those rooms like that. And I kept getting in those rooms all year. I was like really hoping nobody shook my hand because my palms were shoo. But now that I've got that under my belt and I know I won't die, I'm getting into the rooms with more purpose and intention in 2023. It's going to be scary, and I am okay with that. I am aware that some of my best memories from 2022 were from something that I was really anxious about initially, because it's fun to see how strong you are. It's fun to realize you're no different than the people you were intimidated by. It's fun to see yourself in someone who is seeing a lot of success. It's fun to walk out of a room more confident than when you walked in, right? You're walking out like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. It's such a cool feeling. Getting in rooms with more intention in 2023. My 3 steps to help me do this. Just to recap. 1, we're going to get clear on what you want, who you want to be, how you want to show up in 2023. You can change whenever you want, just so you know. You don't need anyone else's permission or approval. And 2, get intentional with your actions. Write out your action plan with mini milestones, right? To celebrate along the way. That's very important. And get used to asking yourself, does this support the life I'm trying to create? I'd write that down with the goals you set for 2023. Number 3, protect your energy. Focus less on subtracting and more on adding to. More on adding energy that's in alignment with the goals that you're striving for and the life you're working to create. And I want to add something to this topic today because I know we are in an environment that is glamorizing slowing down. I don't like it, guys and gals. I'm not a fan. It's not what I'm about. I'm not saying that you shouldn't rest, but you won't reach a goal worth reaching without hustle. We've demonized this word, hustle, and there's nothing wrong with working hard towards your dream. You just have to understand that working hard is different for everybody and not compare your working hard to anyone else's. If you're a mom running a household, raising children, and maybe even working outside of the home too, then you don't have the same time to work on your side hustle as the 25-year-old woman with no family of her own yet, killing the game with her huge online business. It doesn't mean that you won't see your own success. You have to work hard in a time frame that makes sense for your life, and your success will come. You have to allow yourself downtime. You can't run yourself in the grounds. We actually know this. Taking control of our day will lower our stress. Getting intentional with our actions will allow us to take control of our day to lower our stress. Why aren't we showing people how to do that instead? We are always an all or nothing society, right? Like you either hustle, and the definition of hustle meaning that you don't sleep and you have no life. We've redefined it into this monster. Or you slow down and you just do less. Hustle is bad. Hustle is not the enemy. It's that we are too busy comparing ourselves to others than just focusing on our own life, recognizing our own excuses, and putting in the daily intentional steps to reach our goals. I don't want you to play small with your life. We are lucky to be here. It is a miracle that you are here, that you can hear me or that you can see me. I want us to get intentional with our actions and stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Stop allowing distractions to make us forget what really matters to us. And social media is full of distractions too, right? We get on there and think, oh, maybe I should do that instead. Or try that way instead. And we don't even know what we actually wanted for ourselves anymore. Again, this is why we are getting clear and intentional today, together, before going into 2023. That's how you make it your best year yet. Not by setting goals because someone else said that was their goal and it sounded good to you too. Not by setting goals that are unrealistic. Not by setting goals that don't even get us to results that actually enhance our life, or the means to get them require us to remove so much of the things we enjoy from our life that we set ourselves up for failure. Those things haven't worked for me. And I'm certain they haven't worked for you either. So let's do things differently. If you want to rest, ask yourself, does this support the life I'm trying to create? I had to ask myself this question when my son wanted mom to come hang out with him for American Education Week. At first, I wanted to say no. He told me the morning of. And I just wanted to say I was busy. And then my girlfriends, Lori and Stacy, reminded me that I started my own business so that I had the time freedom to go do things like this. This time freedom to say yes to my son was my big goal. And I was about to say no. I asked myself, does this support the life that I'm trying to create? And the answer was yes. I went and I had the best time with him. And I am so grateful that he still thinks I'm cool enough to hang with him and his friends. When you start working on something new, ask yourself that same question. Does this support the life that I'm trying to create? When I've considered working in a gym, because I do love fitness, I have to say, wait, it's a quick way to get money. But do I want to be tied down to someone else's working hours for me? No, I don't. Even though I like working out and encouraging others, and it would have been an easy thing to say yes to if I wasn't clear, it's not supporting the life of time freedom that I'm working to create. If you find yourself going to hang out with friends that you know only like to complain talk about how horrible their spouses are, how terrible the economy is, how the world is ending. Ask yourself that same question. Does this support the life I'm trying to create? If not, then give yourself permission to protect your energy. That's just the truth. Stop filling up your time with things that keep you busy but don't align with what you want. We think busy makes us strong and important, and I have a challenge for you. See how strong you feel when you let go of things not serving your greater purpose. It's time for you to raise your standards. Demand more from yourself. Yes, you can, my friend. Maybe your priorities are a little foggy right now. But if you don't just listen to this episode today and then just return to normal when it's over, if you instead take the time to do the things we talked about today, you will gain clarity. That will allow you to see the intentional action you need to take in 2023. You can listen to me for hours and it won't change your life. But if you're ready to execute, then I'm excited for you. And I hope you're feeling excited for your life now too. I hope you're excited to get clear, excited to get in the room with intention. And I don't care how cliche it sounds, because we are taking a different approach this year. And the only people making fun of people saying new year, new me are the people making excuses for themselves to stay the same. Remember that no one doing better than you will knock you down for trying. So even if it sounds cheesy, I want you to repeat after me. I am walking into the best year of my life. I am clear on exactly what I will work on to accomplish those things. I will fill my day with intentional action. From resting with purpose to working with purpose. I will surround myself with energy that aligns with how I want to show up. And lastly, I will stop letting myself off the hook for not trying, for not caring, and not keeping the promises I made to myself that really do matter to me. In 2023, I will live less out of habit and more with intent. Until next episode, friends. E.